Gentlemen. Take a seat. Gentlemen. Mistress Trap von Metallica haben wir gerade gehört. Die spielen später noch 3 weitere Songs aus ihrem Album Lulu. Heute 400 glückliche Fans, die dabei sein können. Wir reden jetzt aber erstmal ein bisschen mit den 3 Herren. Oder mit allen. Take a seat. Gentlemen, it's a pleasure that we have you here tonight. Thanks for coming. Is everything working?
Huh?
Everything's working.
Broken?
No, everything's working.
Is gebroken? No. How do you say broken? Gebroken. Kaputt. Is it kaputt?
Kaputt.
Nein, it is nicht kaputt.
Gentlemen, Lulu was recorded in a month, which is actually pretty fast. If you look on your career, did you record a record ever so fast?
We never actually set the equipment up in 1 month.
Weeks, not months.
And
It was recorded in weeks, not months.
I'm sorry, but it was at least done in a month. Okay.
Hello.
How important is spontaneity for this collaboration between Lou Reed and Metallica?
How important is it?
Yeah, in the working process.
Well, we wanted to do it, so there was no importance put on it, really. It's something we wanted to do. We got along with Lou great at the Hall of Fame, and he interested us, challenging us, hey, let's do a record. And we thought, who are we going to collaborate with? Who would we do a record with? You know, someone completely obvious or someone kind of outside of our world, but who also shares a lot of attitude towards the world and art and his career, and kind of a rebel in his own right. And I think we fit together that way.
But before Lulu was written, all the lyrics were done so far. So it was the first time for you guys, especially, or for you as well as a songwriter, to come up with music for lyrics that were already there. Was
Right.
it?
That's why it only took a few weeks. That's probably why.
Yeah. So you feel good as being a background singer for the first time, and you.
It's a lot of fun, actually. There's less responsibility for me in a way, so I can get in more trouble, just like in life. If I don't have responsibilities, I get in trouble. But I'm having fun, just barking. Lou is laying down the law, the rule, with his amazing, potent lyrics, and everyone else is just backing him up with power.
If we're talking about the lyrics and Lulu, Lulu pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable on stage at the time when Wedekind released this play. What is so fascinating about Lulu for you? Is it maybe like the example of deception of sexuality or violence in this play?
Lulu is a very good example of the mores of the times. And it was interesting to me because somebody, a very famous named Robert Wilson, with Bertolt Brecht's Berlin Ensemble Theater, he wanted to do Lulu, and he asked me to do Lulu with him. And I did a version with him, but then I thought, because I wanted to try to break away from verse, chorus, the ABA form, and I had wanted to work with Metallica for two years, yeah? We'd been trying to get it together, and now I had something I could give them and say, because the singing is very free form, and the key is whatever. Yeah, as it turns out. But there's a lot of freedom to go around there, but you need guys who can really play to do something like that. And I heard in my head, but I didn't have people to play it that way. I could do it with electronics, but I couldn't do it with a band. And then, as luck would have it, we had some space to get together. So I sent it off to them, James and Lars and Rob and Kirk. I said, would you be interested we go in there and just see what happens? So we did. And about 1 hour after we arrived at their studio, we had 5 things down.
So if we talk about the freedom of this project, you both collaborated with a lot of different artists. What makes this collaboration between Metallica and Lou Reed so unique?
I mean, at least for Metallica, it's given us a chance to do something completely different. The process of recording has been completely different than any other time we've ever done it. As a lot of you probably know, it takes us, 2 weeks just to locate the studio we're supposed to record in, another 2 weeks just to get the gear in, and so to get this whole project off the ground with that kind of spontaneity and that kind of impulsivity, it was really, really cool for us. It kind of forced us to just rethink and be in the moment and do 1 take, maybe 2 takes, and just really play in the moment. It was very physical instead of cerebral, and so it was just about letting go of all the safety nets that you have with Pro Tools and all the things that you can tweak and obsess over for long periods of time. So it was truly just being in the moment, and then also for us to have this beautiful and poetic lyrics to inspire the music was another part of that we'd never tried before, to actually really be inspired by the lyrics. So it gave us a great sort of jumping off points of origin. And so for us, I think on those 2 fronts, it was really enriching and invigorating. And it's shown us a different way of making records.
If we go back to
For me, it was if someone gave me a Ferrari or a Porsche to go play with. But and that's exactly what they are, and it's what they were. And the minute they turn on the Metallica button, there it is right in front of you. It's really, really tight form of power that's astonishing, and I get I levitate the minute they start doing that. My question is, with the lyrics, and there are a lot of them, did the people here understand them at all?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I'm curious, because sometimes people say, why'd you write a song about celery?
But if you talk about lyrics, I was wondering, if you talk about Lulu, what is so exciting about this girl? Do you see Lulu more as a femme fatale, or is she maybe like a victim of manhood?
She's obviously a femme fatale. People don't chase a victim of manhood, whatever that might be. I can't figure that one. I think I'll leave that one alone. It says in one of the songs, is that a drum roll?
I have to pee.
The thing is that she's the kind of, in those times, that kind of woman very frowned upon. Today, there's still a double standard, but it would not be so severe. In her day, in plays and things like that, somebody like that, she has to be killed at the end. So that's Wiedekind then. What she really is a very beautiful woman who wants to have fun. And she's not actually hurting anybody. It's that the men go crazy for her. But she's just having a good time. She doesn't want to get married or do this or do that or do that. She just wants to have fun, but the men can't stand that.
So how did you get to know about Lulu? Because the story is 100 years old.
Well, I mean, Hamlet's longer than that. Time has nothing to do with this. It's the attitude towards morals. That's what this is actually about. That's why that power underneath it, because men turn on her because they're in love with her, and she is not in love with them, but she's not doing anything wrong. She's having a good time the way you would or I would. But that still doesn't work out even these days. So that's what Lulu is about, and that's probably the reason Lulu has lasted all these years.
If you talk about time, especially in Metallica, you had kind of like reinvented yourself in the last 20 years. The Black Album, the orchestral album, S&M, Sankt Anger as well. How important is to kind of like reinvent yourself as an artist?
What do you mean by reinvent as opposed to a big palette?
To come up with new styles, new designs, new looks.
Yeah, but you're talking about it as though it's a one-trick pony. They only know the color red.
No, it's just a question because there's
no,
like...
but I'm asking you the question. Why are you making it... Why are you being so restrictive when you're talking? They didn't have to reinvent anything.
Oh, it's not restrictive.
They have a large vocabulary, which helps when you're
But
trying
that's
to
my
read.
question. How important is it, even though like the old approach on playing music is pretty successful, to come up to do something new? Is it like, well, we want to change because it's more fun for us?
No, it's not that it's new. It's just us. We're being Metallica. We're being Metallica, and if you want to follow the free spirit of Metallica, then come along. If you don't agree with it or understand it, then stay with whatever album you like best, I guess. I don't know. We like to go. We like to. We're world travelers. We like to do lots of things, and we don't like to be stuck in a little box.
We had the chance to ask those people here and in the internet if they want to ask you some questions, and we have a lot of questions. Especially the first one to Lou Reed is from Michael.
From the internet now.
It's a question from the internet, yeah.
That's so fabulous.
It is.
It's a question asked by someone I can't see who'll be watching YouTube tonight.
Because this person is in Berlin and this question is about Berlin. It's like Mr. Reed, you recorded an album called Berlin, and on Lulu there's a song called Brandenburg Gate. What is so fascinating about Berlin for you?
It seems to me the most symbolic of cities in Germany. When Cabaret, all these amazing plays that came out of Berlin. Film noir, the incredible films made, like, and I'm sure I'll be corrected about this, Metropolis, M, Peter Lorre, and those great things by Nosferatu. Thank you, Kurt. Why don't you tell him about that?
Well, no, you started it.
We have another question for all of you guys. It's from Niels in Düsseldorf. He wants to know, will the project Lulu be continued somehow? Maybe different shows, a theatrical production with music as a soundtrack, for example?
As a what?
As a soundtrack for like the big theater production Metallica is playing behind.
I mean, we're trying to figure out. We're 4 days into this now, taking this on the road. We played in England a couple days ago, with France a couple days ago. Now we're here. We're having a lot of fun. And tonight we're playing, you heard a song that we haven't still played live, and there may be 1 or 2 more coming. So we're kind of just, we're taking this in small increments. Obviously the idea of staging it in a live situation could be fun, but it's also incredibly challenging. Those are 90 minutes of music that are not particularly easy to sort of play. I mean, you really have you think it's difficult to listen to, you should try to play this shit. So we take it in small increments, and so I think that there's definitely I think the idea, like Nils is saying, is that maybe doing a theatrical production. Maybe getting David Turner, who did the artwork, or somebody involved in doing a kind of theatrical visual thing is obviously could be a pretty cool thing. But we're taking it kind of small steps. We've had a lot of fun this week, and I think when this week is done, we got to go to Italy tomorrow. And when this week is done, we'll kind of reevaluate and see what's next.
But is there kind of a plan to go on tour with Lulu?
No, there's no plan right now. There's no plan to tour. We've talked about potentially staging this in a theatrical presentation, but beyond that, there's no plan to tour, no.
Okay, another question is to all of you guys, and especially to Lou Reed. It's from Lars, from Dresden. What's your favorite song on the album, Lulu?
Oh, I'm in love with all of them. My favorite song is always the one we're playing.
The last question before you go back on stage is to Metallica. It's from Peter in Munich. Are the rumors true that the new Metallica record is done and released soon? It's going to be released soon.
That is not true. I've got. But is there anybody in here that has a question? No? I'm fabulous, babe. How are you? There's some person we can see. No? All right.
You're going to play now the song Dragon. What's the song about?
The song what?
Dragon.
Oh, Dragon. Karen.
It's about 9 minutes.
That's the edited version.
We
the single version.
We had a lot of titles for it. And I remember all of them, unfortunately. Because life would be a lot simpler if it was just Dragon, but there's 7 or 8 other titles that preceded it on the way. And you want to know what it's about?
Yeah, I think we all want to know what it's about.
Unrequited love. That's what most of my things are about.
Perfect.
Betrayal. Emotional betrayal. You don't really care. You don't care the way I care. That's a situation that's going to be resolved probably in a very bad way. That's why it ended up being called Dragon, as in... Okay.
You want to play it now?
Okay.
Yes.
Happy days.
Thank you very much.